Hello, wonderful people. This is Francisco, founder of Fear Fantasy. Welcome to the Mind Shapers, the BizAcc Q1.18 series. Hello, Tom. Welcome to the BizAcc Q1.18 series for the Mind Shapers. Tom Clinton is here to give and to share some of his experience during the course of the Business Accelerators. We are teammates on London Real Academy. So, Tom, first of all, I'd like to thank you very much for being here. And the first thing I would like to ask you, first of all, is to for you to do a presentation of your business, because this is the core idea behind all of that. And I'll be very appreciated if you could do that for me in a very clear way, because people are going to love it, I think.
Sure. Well, thank you for having me, Francisco. I really appreciate it. We are a business that helps other businesses when they're small businesses when they're in trouble, right? I can help a lot of businesses with their profits and cutting costs and such, but my real core is helping small businesses that were in trouble. And something a little bit different about me, if it comes into my history, is I lived through that. I've owned a business for probably 23 years. It's very successful, multi-million-dollar business, and about almost 10 years ago, we were hit with some financial troubles, and so I went through the fire. I know what it's like. If you ever read my blog, you know it's intense. So what we do is help people get through that. We help them get through the resistance of understanding that it's business is business, and these things happen, and how to separate the fear and the failure and all these demons, with your word actually, these things that hold you back. Because if you get held back, you will fail. And a lot of businesses don't have to fail. I've helped some people who've been able to turn things around, and I've helped some people who didn't because they didn't take action. So my company's called Elevate Business Advisors. And one of the things that we do, we have a little webinar we do is called Last Chance to Save Your Small Business. And I liken it a lot of times, because I'm a boater, to a sinking ship. And I don't know if you're a boater or you're people that listen to us are boaters, but it's the same type of thing. You can't panic, right? Because if you panic on the water, you're in serious trouble. So I don't know how much you want me to go through this. I don't want to go too far. You need to.
Yeah. I really like to keep the strings a little bit loose so we can improvise every time. And you've just touched a very nice point here, talking about underwater, because I practice breath holding underwater, and this morning I was underwater practicing some breath holding. I just was doing series of up to 2 minutes and 15 seconds. Not my personal best, still a little bit far from it. But when I finish my workout, I have this new perspective of life, and this new fresh. It's like a fresh start. So it's very interesting. You gave that comparison. And about fear, small businesses seem very volatile, right? They don't have that inertia, and fear can really kill any business. But the small ones seems that they sink much faster, right?
They really can. They really can. Especially, the whole thing about small business, and one of the reasons I love working with small businesses, is everything happens quickly. Right? In a large business, it's a long turnaround time. Small businesses, the owners can take things and move quickly. You can pivot, and that's why small businesses can be big businesses a lot of times. You're right on that. Yes.
Yeah, that's awesome. So what's your point of view about the emotional connections and fears to the success of the business?
I think you just have to learn to banish that. And, one of the things, and I don't remember who it was, whether it was Dan Pena or whoever, but, the fear can't exist when you're determined to do something else. You kind of push that to the back. But if the fear is up here, I look at it as a physical manifestation. It stops you from doing what you need to do. And we need to use techniques to push that out of your way.
So it's turning our focus to where it matters, really, and don't give importance to fear, because that's something we create in our mind. And just by looking away and giving some other interesting point of focus, and in this case our business, yes, we will forget about fear. And is this other direction related with fantasy, with some kind of goal of wishes that the clients want to achieve, or that's just practical achievements in time?
I think it might be. I mean, we all have to delve into why we do what we do, right? And for me, this is a new iteration for what I'm doing, because I wanted to do something online rather than a physical presence. So there's my fantasy, if you will. But other people said, I don't want to work for a boss and go in and do it. I want to do something that matters. And that's really their fantasy. That's what they're working for. But they have to understand that resistance and that fear will hold them back if they don't have techniques to stop that.
Yeah, that's awesome, because I'm starting to see a pattern where love and doing something related to a big purpose is really what people are looking for very deeply. And I've got this rule of peace that I think I'm going to talk about it very often during this series. And it starts with passion, purpose, persistence, passion, and practicality. Those are my 5 P's, the most important ones, because if one of them fails, I cannot do anything. And I really think that everyone, first of all, must have passion. And you focus here something important. It's the second P, it's purpose. So the moment we give purpose to something, to our business and to our journey in life itself, I think the fear vanishes, right? And how can you describe your story behind your business? Have you had in the past your own fears or demons and have to work on this purpose? Really, were there any specific moment where you felt that?
Yeah, if you're talking about the thing that I went through with my business 10 years ago, the biggest thing for me was I was letting down my employees. These great people who've come here, thrown their lot in with me. I pay them, they handle their families, their houses, and all this kind of thing. And the same with my family, and I'm letting everyone down. And it's crushing, right? And the fear, what it will do, Francisco, is it'll paralyze you, and then you won't make any moves. And I think that was the most, I was embarrassed, yes, but the real big thing was letting those people down. And I felt like a failure. And I had to realize that what my mentor taught me was business is business. You have to get past this personal thing. It's not about you, it's about the business. Put your focus back on what you were doing and then go for your goals. And then that's what we had to do. Because a business and passion is nothing without monetization, right?
Yeah.
You're not going to do a thing. So you have to get it right.
Yeah, that's awesome advice. And I think everyone's stories behind this is also very crucial and important to understand what's going on here, because in business accelerators and by what I've seen, lots of people are still struggling and still fighting, including myself. I'm still fighting my own demons and fears because I know they don't really exist. It's something I create in my mind. I just have to find a way to overcome it. And then I step into fears, but then maybe fear does not exist also, and I get a bit confused. But what always keeps me on track is the in-between, because that's what matters, the journey. That's the love we have about it. And I have said it, and I insist with this message all the time. The goals are here just to give us some direction. What matters is really the journey. And I've been feeling that in the business accelerators. And also I've been seeing lots of people fighting with their fears. And in your point of view, what is the biggest fear that is apparently showing up the most during this course? Is it like fear of money, fear of success, fear of exposure, fear of doing things?
For others or for me?
For others, for what you've seen, because you have this great experience in business already.
Others, what I find it's a fear of money. It's a fear of success. It's a fear of asking people and understanding that they're bringing value with their passion. For me, it was different. For me, it was the resistance of the computers. I wasn't on social media until I started with BizAcc. So every time you guys do things on Facebook or whatever, that's all normal to you. I had to start from zero. So there was my fear, right? And I don't have a problem doing presentations with live clients or big rooms of clients selling and asking for an order. But getting out the iPhone and doing a selfie on the street, which I've done, it was terrifying. So no, it was so enlightening to me because we have our own set of fears. They're not all the same. You may excel in one thing, I excel in another, but the fears of both can be paralyzing. And you just have to push past the resistance. The most important thing I've learned in this is don't let that stop you. The biggest thing Brian said was don't let that stop you. And the second biggest thing is the people that we've met on BizAcc are amazing. I'm so heartened and so proud to be with this group of people. Really dedicated, wonderful people. And it was a great experience. I'd recommend it for everyone.
I totally subscribe every word you just said because it's exactly what I feel. We have here a group of people. Well, I think this group right now is 158, including leaders and Brian. But having more than 100 great people here, I really will give water to this relationship and food so it can survive for much more time, because it's so enlightening to see what other people are doing. And most of them, I mean, everyone is doing things from a place of love,
right?
But most of them are specifically in the meditation, in the sports, self-care, etc. And that for me is something grateful to see. That gives me hope in humanity. It's strong. But coming back to the Business Accelerator thing, yes, I think in my case, fear of success or fear of money is there. That fear of exposure, because I'm used to be as a photographer in the other side of the camera. And all of this is still new for me. I'm getting used to it. And I've done this experience to get out of the comfort zone. And so I went all dressed to one of the busy, how do you say, the busiest avenues? Yeah. Okay. In Lisbon.
Okay.
In rush hour. So lots of people around. And I just picked my phone up and did my vlog. And I can tell you that's a hell of an experience.
It really is. It really is.
It's a roller coaster of emotions, but it's the first one because the second one will be easier and the third one, etc.
They really. But if I could just touch base on something, because this isn't something you hear like a conservative business guy say much. We talk about the BizAcc people, and this sounded crazy to me in the beginning when Brian said it, but I believe it now that I've gone through it, that there's an amazing amount of love and acceptance here. And it's not fake, it's real. And, it's just, it's moving. And these are people that you want to be around and people you want to work with. So hopefully I can do, I'll use your phrase that, I'll water and feed this and hopefully that lasts a long time.
Yeah, completely. I think it's a very enrichment and enlightenment experience for all of us. And we are all stay in contact at least for 1 year, and we are going to do all of these vlogs in between to say where are we at. And that's a curious question because I'm getting used to do short-term goals, mid-term and long-term. And going now a little bit mid-term, where do you see yourself and your business within 5 years?
Well, I don't look at that as midterm. I look at that as long-term for a business like this. However, I expect to, my current business that I run now, I expect that to continue to go with the management team that I have. But I really expect this to take off and do the things that I want it to do. I expect it to monetize bigger and better than the businesses I currently own. And I expect it to, give me the lifestyle I want. What I want to be able to do is help a lot of people, enrich a lot of lives, and be able to move around the world and help people and work remotely. And that's what I'm really, I see how this can work and I see how partnerships work. And I just think it's going to be amazing. I'm going to make it happen.
Yeah, and I love that, just the possibility of us creating a business that we can run online and helping anywhere, and not only helping people in our local community, but being able to reach anyone in the world. It's just a matter of distance and getting ourselves into a plane. That's just awesome, and I'm looking forward to it also.
And you also see, Francisco, I'm sure you know this, but you see how similar people are from all over the world. On our team, we have people from all over the world. but the people really, we're really aligned. We're different everything, different races, creeds, religions, countries, whatever, but we're all aligned. And that really is an eye-opener, I think.
Yes, completely. And it's very funny also, and that's one of the rules of this course, to have fun. And I try to have fun all the time. And there are some very funny people, but essentially it's funny, and I was now here funny as the word interesting, to have this interaction of people and understanding exactly what you are saying, because at the end we are all the same. In our core, if we do an X-ray to every one of us, right, we look all the same inside. And
right,
doing this, what you are doing from a place of love and giving more hope and helping others, and with that explore our passions and live our lives from that, is just a grateful experience that I'll be forever grateful for Brian, Rose, the team leaders, and all the teammates here. And I do really think this is a unique experience. And I can't wait to be on the graduation weekend. Are you going to be there?
I'm not. Unfortunately, I had something else. I'm taking my family. We had it planned for a year. I have 4 little children, and we're taking them all to Disney World then. So I'm not making it, but my kids are thrilled.
Yeah, I have that plan to my daughter too. She is always asking me, Dad, I want to go to Aero Disney, because there is Aero Disney and Disneyland. There's one in France and another one in the States. In France, it's a little bit closer from Portugal. Finally, I guess you have said everything about the London Real experience and the London Real way. And what I'm here doing is not showing exactly the London Real way, because that's something we have to go through to understand. I'm just showing the results of it. And you are a great result of the London Real way, because since the beginning of the program, we've been talking. I've been asking you questions, simple questions about business and attitude and all of that, and that helped me to find my journey also here.
Good.
And I'm grateful for that, and thank you very much. And I think you are really going to take off with that and achieve higher skies. I hope to be there.
I think you're going to do great too. And remember, always reach out to me, because I'm always here.
Yeah. So thank you very much. Is there any final question or comments you want to do about this?
I just want to thank you personally for what you've done here. It's really wonderful, and thank you so much. I'm glad I could share. Glad I could be a part of it.
All right, Tom. Thank you very much again, and see you very soon. I hope online or in person.
Okay. Right. Thank you, Francisco.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.